breaking news.
And we've been following this breaking news since noon today. 2 people shot outside GTE Financial in Brandon off Bloomingdale Avenue during an attempted robbery, all focusing on an ATM outside of that credit union. Sheriff Chad Chronister giving us brand new information. Let's listen in there live.
Transported both individuals to Tampa General Hospital. We don't know exactly the condition of these 2 individuals. We believe one's in surgery, but we do believe that both injuries are non-life threatening at this time. Now back to what occurred here. What we're being told is the Brinks driver was here trying to replenish the ATM. He was approached from behind. He immediately got into some type of physical altercation with a black male who's 6'1", 6'2", with dreads, that was attempting to rob him. That physical altercation resulted in the Brinks driver being shot. Again, we don't know how many times or exactly where he was struck. Only life-threatening at this time is what we're being told. A Good Samaritan out here on the east side of the county was in the parking lot, sitting in a vehicle waiting for his wife to come outside from the bank, saw that the guard was struggling with the would-be robber, and went out to also try to give him a hand. During him attempting to help this Brinks security driver, he was also shot. So he's our second individual who is shot and who is also at the hospital. The suspect then fled. I can't tell you how proud I am standing here to tell you the great work that the men and women of the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office do and how dedicated they are each and every day. They came on scene, rendered medical care, and at the same time began in attempting to solve this crime, to determine exactly what we had. We believe that we have a suspect matching the description of this robbery not too far from here in a complex down the street. That's why you see the heavy law enforcement presence. You've seen several cruisers running code 3 license siren down the street. That's our SWAT team and our negotiators. We are now going to begin the process of negotiating, trying to get this individual who we believe to match this description of what occurred behind us today to peacefully surrender himself. So that's where we're at this point. I've heard some stories of some schools being on lockdown. I've heard from 8 to 10 to 12 to 14. That was nothing that we initiated. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office didn't initiate. We didn't believe that we were in any type of situation where we would have to put the schools on lockdowns. That is something that the Hillsborough County Public Schools did as a precaution. Certainly always commend them for being extremely cautious when it comes to making calls in regards to our children. Any inquiries about them and the schools being on lockdown as we approach school let out here for the weekend will certainly have to be directed to them. At this time, I'll try to take any questions. Again, just please realize this is extremely preliminary, extremely active. I'm giving you details as I'm receiving them. We can get you that. I believe it's Cedar Creek Drive, but I'll get you the name of the apartment complex. I'm sorry, non-life threatening is what we're being told, but we know that one of the individuals is in surgery.
Sir, when the Good Samaritan from the parking lot approached the robber, if you want to call him that, was the Good Samaritan armed?
He was not. He was not. He was physically getting engaged in this confrontation, trying to help the security driver. When you talk about the definition of a Good Samaritan, this individual fits the profile in the dictionary. We believe it now. From what we know, we believe that the suspect was acting alone. Was the Brinks driver alone? The Brinks driver was alone. Yeah, he was alone, simply replenishing the ATM. I do not. We're trying to figure that out now. We believe one was shot several times, being shot at and struck. We don't exactly know. We have detectives at the hospital. We'll hope to get that, and we'll put that out as soon as we do get some further details. This suspect does match that description, but let me remind everyone, Right now, our focal point is to put the suspect from this incident in custody as peaceful as we can. Do we believe he's the suspect in the other cases? It's too early to tell, but I can tell you with confidence he does match the same description.
Last question.
Sir, do you know if the gun used was the suspect's or the Brinks daughter?
It was the suspect's gun. The suspect had his own firearm.
And again,
Not that I'm aware of at this point. I wasn't informed that there was any return fire. There was a physical confrontation, and to be honest with you, what I'm being told is it didn't even get to that point. The suspect immediately started firing shots. I don't believe that the armed security officer even had the opportunity to return fire.
and again, your team is speaking with that individual right now. If they can come
Not now. We are getting in place. That's what you see, the heavy presence of response that's occurring now is them getting in place, trying to initiate that contact and hopefully make peaceful contact and him come out so we can have a conversation.
All right, guys, thank you very much.
What's that?
Surveillance video of this happening outside the door.
Sure, there's surveillance video. We won't be able to release it at this point. We just reviewed it ourselves, but this was captured under video surveillance. Thank you, everyone. Again, we'll give you an update as soon as we can.
Sheriff Cronister, you just heard it updating us on that breaking news this afternoon. 2 people shot outside of GTE Financial in Brandon. A Brinks security driver robbed, or I should say an attempted robbery on that security driver while he was working on an ATM right outside the credit union, right outside that front door. That driver is in surgery but is expected to be okay. The sheriff also telling us a good Samaritan saw all this go down. He stepped in to help the security driver. He was also shot. Deputies have tracked down the men they believe opened fire outside the credit union. A suspect, they say, who matches the description. They say he's inside a nearby apartment complex where negotiations are now underway. So a heavy law enforcement presence not far, not only outside the credit union, but a nearby apartment complex. We have multiple crews out on that scene gathering new details. We will continue to follow this developing story this afternoon right here on ABC Action News, streaming now and on ABC Action News starting at 3 o'clock.